Shout out to the ATF, man. Yes, the ATF. Shout out to y'all. Y'all successfully figured out a way to everybody in the United States. Congratulations. Thank you for everybody in the United States. Now, respectfully, I don't say y'all some dumbasses, but in this case, this was a dumbass decision. Respectfully. Oh no, ATF. You don't go after the source of the problem, which would be the distributors and the people who sell them without an FFL license. You come after the whole United States. But let's get into it. Here's the head of the dumbass committee right here, Joe Biden.
The idea we still allow semi-automatic weapons to be purchased is sick. It's just sick. It has no social redeeming value. Not a single solitary rationale for it except profit for the gun manufacturer.
Yeah, what are you talking about, bruh? You just be brambling and saying whatever. Like, this the type of person right here that does shit like this.
If I wanted to fire this on full semi-automatic, all I do is keep firing. Now, I won't probably hit the target when I do this, when we look at the target later on. But I'm going to fire about 5 shots. To fire this on full semi-automatic. To fire this on full semi-automatic.
Boy, ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no fuck.
From Columbine to Sandy Hook to Charleston, Orlando, Las Vegas, Parkland, El Paso, Atlanta, Buffalo, Uvalde. And for the shootings that happen every day in the streets that are mass shootings we don't even hear about. The number of people killed every day in the streets. Their message to us was do something. I don't know how many times we heard that. Just do something. For God's sake, just do something. Well, today, we did.
Yes, you did. Y'all did that. Y'all saying that if the AR platform didn't have a stock on there or a stabilizer, that it would be less mass shootings. Are you kidding me? Well, first of all, I want to know what people in the streets he's talking about.
Don't worry, I'll wait.
Because his streets and my streets can't be the same streets. That's what I'm trying to figure out, first of all. Second, removing the stock from off of AR. What lives was saved by removing an accessory off a firearm?
Don't worry, I'll wait.
While this bill doesn't do everything I want, it does include actions I've long called for that are going to save lives. It funds crisis intervention, including red flag laws. It keeps guns out of the hands of people who are a danger to themselves and to others. And it finally closes what is known as the boyfriend loophole. So if you assault your boyfriend or girlfriend, you can't buy a gun or own a gun. It requires young people aged 18 to 21 to undergo enhanced background checks. It includes the first ever federal law that makes gun trafficking and straw purchases distinct federal crimes for the first time. It clarifies who needs to register as a federally licensed gun dealer and run background checks before selling a single weapon.
Now, don't get me twisted. I'm with, revamping some of the gun laws. But to say that this stabilizing brace on this particular firearm, which is actually supposed to be built like that, if you take that off, that is saving lives. Y'all are fucking idiots, bruh. Who came up with this idea?
Don't worry, I'll wait.
Like, y'all couldn't have been sitting around like, let's take the braces off the back of the AR. That will definitely help out. Like, nobody in their right, no gun advocate in their right mind would have said, let's take the stocks off the back of the AR, and that should save countless lives of mass shootings, and that should stop a lot. Like, bruh, the shoulder stock was intended for the firearm to be shot from the shoulder. Intended to be shot from the shoulder. That's what it's made for. So you get accurate and correct shots. It's a rifle. Rifles have stocks on them. They are built with stocks that rest on your shoulder. I don't think you understand the concept of this. The AR does not stand for assault rifle. So I don't understand where y'all coming from. You're telling me that if I buy an AR platform that I can't have a stock on there that is required for the AR to shoot properly. This is where I'm drawing like a confusion at. You're taking the piece that actually makes the AR shoot properly. And then I'm so outraged by it because the fact that this turns a lot of people into criminals overnight, because a lot of people have AR platforms and all the platforms have stocks on them. So you just told America that they're all criminals for having a stock on their AR platform when the firearm was intended to have it. And then you're telling us that we have to register an accessory. So how do we register an accessory? What sense does the accessory come with serial numbers on there? Like, because last time I checked, the accessory doesn't come with a serial number for you to I could buy this accessory online and have it sent to my house. So how am I supposed to register something like that?
Democrat Chris Murphy of Connecticut tweeted this yesterday. He says, "We made a decision to saturate this nation with weapons without any regard for a person's fitness to own a tool of potential mass murder. It doesn't have to be this way. We could and must choose a different reality."
This time and time again with mentally disturbed individuals telegraphing to family, friends, associates, and on social media what they're going to do. That's the root of the problem. It's a cheap and easy talking point to point to rifles.
Time to bring in the panel. We have Fox News senior political analyst Juan Williams, Morgan Ortagus, former State Department spokesperson, and former Education Secretary Bill Bennett. Thanks, everybody, for being with us tonight.
Now, I want you to look at these two right here. One's a political analyst and one's a former spokesperson. Look at the smile that they have on their face. This is not no time to be smiling when you're talking about gun control. They're just happy to get their 15 minutes of fame. Look at the smile on their face. Nothing about them says that they own a firearm or even know anything about a firearm. So this is the people that is actually voting for these and pushing to get these gun control laws pushed through. And these people right here, the people that don't know anything about firearms, bruh. If they knew anything about firearms, there would be no way that they would put a ban on a stock of a rifle that has nothing to do with the problem at hand.
The question, Bill, is who is going to choose a different reality? Because so far, again, everybody here in Washington, at least, is stuck with the same talking points.
Well, people have different views on this, and Biden's view is not a view that addresses the real problem.
Now, I know y'all over here like, well, what would be the real problem? What would be the best solution for something like this? Well, the best solution wouldn't be attack the U.S. citizens and put a ban on certain particular of attachments. The proper solution would be, well, how about everybody who's selling firearm and firearm accessories, or anybody who wants to sell firearm and firearm accessories, y'all need a proper FFL license. That would eliminate most of the people who's freely selling accessories online and throughout the United States with no FFL and no repercussions. Because I can purchase parts and build my own firearm in the house without going through a FFL. So there's actually ways to prevent a lot of this stuff from happening. Now, as you can see earlier, Joe Biden said, yeah, the American people just want something to happen. They just want something. Well, this is what happens when you just blindly leave it up to them to come up with some stuff. How about we come up with a game plan and introduce the game plan so they can have something to go off of instead of just leaving it up to them and putting it in their hands.
These mass shootings are horrible, often innocent people, children, but they're not where the numbers are. The numbers are in our cities. They're in Philadelphia, they're in Chicago, they're in neighborhoods, and we know a lot of the reasons that is going on.
So now do you understand what I meant by, can he elaborate more on what he mean by the streets? Like, what streets are you talking about? Are you talking about the streets of Baltimore? Are you talking about the streets of New York, the streets of Atlanta, you know, the high poverty areas? Or are you talking about the streets of Chicago, where FBG Duck got killed, a predominantly white neighborhood, you know, where Meg the Stallion got shot, a predominantly white neighborhood? Are you talking about those streets? Because they two different kind of streets, if you want to be honest and you want to be clear.
You know, the situation could have been solved by Joe Biden when he had a Democrat majority in the House and the Senate, as Morgan pointed out, and he didn't. The crime bill of the 90s, which Juan referred to, did not, in fact, bring down the number of people who were killed with assault weapons.
I've been at this work for a long, long time, and I know how hard it is, and I know what it takes to get it done. I was there 30 years ago, the last time this nation passed meaningful gun safety laws, and I'm here today for the most significant law to be passed since then, for the last 30 years.
So let's address the real problem. The other point I'd make is, as horrible as these killings are, they make the news, but the large numbers are elsewhere.
So, if you know, this is like a political ploy. It's a basic rebuttal to their gun violence. What he's saying is, well, if you want to have statistics and you want to do numbers and shit like that, let's do the numbers. More people die from drug overdoses. More people die from drunk driving in car accidents. More people die from the Bodak joint. Most people die from the Bodak shot. So it's like if you want to talk about numbers, gun violence numbers is not as high as all the other numbers that I just named. Although that it is bad, it has a lot to do with the fact that you can take out multiple people in a matter of seconds with a firearm. So basically, instead of over the time it going up, I can knock out a couple hundred people within a couple seconds. So this is like one of the main concerns.
Maybe double numbers for people killed in these mass murders over the 2021. Maybe 100 people, maybe 500 people total. All tragic, all horrible. But consider 500 people there compared to 100,000 people who die from opioids, who die from fentanyl.
Oh, no, we ain't forget, Joe. We ain't forget. Ain't just the whole dope head out here, meth head, whatever the heck you want to call this fool. But yeah, I mean, so let's not be so quick to jump on gun people just so fast when your son is out here looking like this. I mean, this is where the real numbers is. If you want to talk about death counts, this is where the real numbers is. I don't know, just look at your boy one time for the one time. Shout outs to ACOGchopp on covering that. That was a real deep conversation he had on that. If y'all don't know, y'all better get to the Big Facts podcast on YouTube.
That is the real danger. That's the one where the body count is, and that's the one the president is certainly not addressing.
Nah, I bet he won't want to address it. Look how you looking at that look at that lady. Like, hey, bitch, you better light my shit right. Like, you ready hurt something over that. Like, you know what? Never mind. Let me just go on to the next clip.
Well, the other issue that the White House staff says the president is keeping tabs on 24 hours a day during this long holiday weekend is the economy, inflation in particular. Take a look at this one from CNBC. They say today the average American household is spending...
Well, hold up. Damn, hold up. How we just jump topics like that? When we talking about gun control and Biden call for an assault rifle ban? How you just gonna try to change topics that quick? Now let's get back to the matter.
I said, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait, first of all, you're not gonna speed past that like you didn't just say what you just said.
But all in all, to all my real gun enthusiasts and the ones that's feeling the pain right now, this is the face that we're making right now. You know what I mean? So, y'all like, share, subscribe, comment as usual. I'm ACOGchopp. It's always Carry Your Gun podcast. I'm out.
While you was chasing dollar signs, I was steady counting mine. Trade nigga, don't play nigga. Got a little brother that's way bigger. Small nigga named Ray nigga. Got big guns, he a straight hitter. Hella nigga that's down the ride. Do 7